Listeners, you're welcome to another episode of the Just Ask Nnenna series. Thank you for always tuning in and for always opening this video. This morning we'll be talking about the topic, the responsibility of fathers in the family. What are the roles that fathers have? Fathers have the responsibility to lead the family that God has entrusted in their care towards the right direction. So, what is that responsibility that you have as a father? First, note that your children and people around you take you as their role model. They look up to you, they look at the things that you do, the way you act, the way you treat people, your stepping stone, the way you do everything around you. They're always proud to say, I want to be like my father. My father did this, my father did that. The man, I wish I can be like the father of Tojuku. I wish I be like the father of this person. So you are a role model to them. They look up to you. Your daughters will also want to say, I want to marry a man that is like my father. So it's a reflection that you have to give. So if my children want to be like me, if people around me take me as the role model, what should I do to make sure that I give them that good example of an ideal role model? The second one is providing for the family. As the head of the family, you have the responsibility to provide for your family. Yes, we have situations in the world where probably because of the economy, something happens and you're not able to do that. But you should strive towards doing that. Why am I saying this? A woman that earns 20 million naira a month would be happy taking the 10,000 naira the husband gives her than the 20 million naira that she earns. Quote me, go and ask any woman, do that survey. That is the true position. So having that at the back of your mind, why wouldn't you strive to provide for your family? Why would you take that? I have that responsibility to make sure that they feed, that they eat, that I clothe them. It's a different thing where circumstances had caused it not to happen, but not where you as a father do not even do your best, you don't even put in the effort to make sure that you provide for your family. Remember that. The third one is maintaining a healthy marriage. How do you maintain a healthy marriage? How do you strike that balance between your marriage and yourself, your work, your family? Sometimes we have topics that people say, no, you can never have balanced family life. Of course you can have. It's your responsibility to make sure that I maintain that standard. I maintain that balance between my work, my family, my everything around me. You need to maintain a healthy marriage. There are bonds. You know the way that a child would want to enter into one problem and the mother just feels it. That's also you as the head of the family would feel when there's any issue in your family. The next one really is be an involved father. How involved are you in the life of your children? How involved are you in the life of your wife? Do you even discuss things? Do you know how their day was? They go to the bunny house and they come back. Do you know who their friends are? Do you know the film that they're watching inside? How are you involved in their family? The next one is how do you accept that responsibility as a father? Very critical. If you don't accept the responsibility that God has given you, there's no way you'll be able to work. It's an intrinsic thing. Nobody forced you to marry. Nobody forced you to go and take an oath. Nobody forced you to start raising children. You decided that I want to do that. So you need to accept that responsibility that you're being endowed with to make sure that your family works. Your family works because of you. If your family does not work really, the man is the problem. I mean, some people say, no, it's not true. No, what about the woman? We have all our roles to play, yes. But the father, as the head of the family, has a major role to make sure that my family works. The next one is please reflect on your childhood. What are the positive impacts that you took from your childhood? What are the negative impacts? How is it playing out in the life of people around you, especially your children and your wife? You should use that to act. You should use that to know where to draw the curtain as a father. Then the next one is communication, very key. Communication. In the church these days, we don't even talk about just communication. We talk about communicating supportively, communicating effectively. How do you communicate that your family knows that this is what you want? That's also where the bond comes in. How do you make sure that your children understand the path that you're taking? Do you frown at them? Do you even correct in such a way that they are understanding the negative part of it? Are you always there for them to listen? Listen attentively. Know what they have to tell you. Know why your wife is frowning. Know why people around you, they are behaving in a certain way. Know the actions, the moods. When you look at your family, any members of your family, your wife, your child, the people that really, I also want to say that family is not just your biological children. People around you in the church, at the workplace, you are a family, you're a father in your workplace. If you look at the face of your staff, assuming in the workplace, you should be able to know that there's something wrong. The communication is there. How do you communicate to them? How do they communicate with you? How do you arrive at a conclusion that this is right and this is wrong? Think about it. As a father leading the family, you should adopt the strategies to communicate, not just effectively, but supportively for them. Do you love your creator? In the Catholic doctrine, I always like to use that emphasis that the church has maintained that the family is a domestic church. How do you channel the strength? How do you channel the growth of your children towards the things of God? Does God help you solve your problem, or you think that you can solve it alone? Do you believe there's a divine being that created you, that you owe that responsibility? Especially when you have gotten to a divine being, your God, take an oath. You have that responsibility to channel the strength to them. And lastly, please, relationship. Some people find it difficult to manage relationship between my wife, my mother, my children. Honestly, any family that's having in-law problem, father, any father, potential father listening to me, I beg to tell you that you're 80% the cause. You should know where to draw that thin line. My father is my father, my mother is my mother, my wife is my wife, my children, they are my children. I should know when to draw that thin line. I should know when to say, you know what, my mom, please, this is not right and this is wrong. My wife, this is not right and this is wrong. It is your responsibility. It is not by chance. And lastly, I want to just end by saying, it is not by chance. Nobody forced you to be a father. You've taken that oath to lead your family towards a direct path. You are the head of the family. If Christ is the head of the family, the head of the church, Christ has given you that responsibility to be the head of the family, and you should do the same. Thank you very much, and please remember to tune in next week as we join our episode, the next episode. Next week really is the responsibility of a mother. So mothers out there and potential mothers, stay tuned as I come with you, discuss with you on your responsibility as a mother. I remain Nnenna, your friend, your family therapist. Have a great weekend, and please stay blessed and stay safe.